Okay, so now I'm going to build what I designed here. If you don't find the cardboard that's in the size that you need, you could change your dimensions. You can change your drawing to suit what it is that you were able to find. There we go. Okay, so I have my line for my side there. And I have a couple different cutting tools. Okay, so I do have scissors. Okay, and you've all used scissors before, and they work okay. Okay, but it could be a little difficult to cut cardboard with scissors. So here's a tool that I found called a clever cutter. And I think this works even easier than scissors. It works just like a letter opener. And I want to point this away from myself, okay, and away from other people. So I don't want to cut towards me. I don't want to cut towards my neighbors. I want to cut sideways away from anyone. Okay, and I'm just going to grab it right here, and I'm going to slice like that. And I know that this edge needs to be cut because I'm going to have two sides. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to cut along this line here, just like that. And if it is not that easy for you to cut with this, you can ask a teacher for help. But you should have your lines drawn so that the teacher knows where to help you cut. Okay, now I know I want the same dimensions on the other piece of cardboard, so I'm just going to trace with the pencil right here. And then I should be able to do the same thing. And I'm going to cut this side apart. If the cardboard is bunched up, it's overlapping, it's going to be a little more difficult. You might need the scissors just for that part. Now, where I have these two flaps here and this bends, I don't want it to bend there. I want it to be sturdy, so I might need to use some tape here. So I'm going to start with my duct tape right there. So here's my roll of duct tape. Duct tape rips very easily. I'm going to rip off a piece, this gap. And I can do the same thing on the other side, and it'll make it even sturdier. Okay, I'm going to take my cardboard scraps, and I'm going to put them back with the other cardboard. So that what I did was I marked 12 inches from this edge to here, and I made a mark. And then I marked 12 inches from this edge to here, and I made a mark. Then I want to connect those lines. Now I'm using the yardstick to draw a straight line. I'm not using it to measure it at the moment here. I'm just making a straight line that connects those two marks. Okay, so now I know that from this edge to this line is 12 inches, no matter where I measure it from. Okay, and now I want to cut that with the clever cutter. Just like that. Okay, so now. Okay, so that's 16 by 12, and that's going to be this edge, which I'm going to attach together pretty soon as I make the back edge. I'm going to cut this right here so I can lay it out flat. And I'm going to set this big piece aside. Okay, and then I need a 28 tall. So now I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to measure to 28. And then I'm going to use this as a straight edge to connect those two lines. And then I'm going to use the clever cutter to cut there, and then cut there. If it's giving me a little trouble, I'm going to start it with the scissors. Okay, so now I think I can connect to this whole thing. I'm going to do one edge at a time. Okay, I'm going to use my tape to connect this edge together. about that big. And this is where it helps to have someone else hold this together while one person lays the tape down. Okay, and then I have a nice hinge there. Now I'm going to do this edge. And again, it would help if there was someone who could hold this. Okay, now I should be able to stand this up. Maybe before I construct the back side, maybe I want to make the basketball hoop. So in order to do that, I want to find something round that I can trace. And you know what? I actually could use this roll of duct tape and trace the inside and the outside. Okay, there it is. But I need to attach it with something. So I'm not just going to cut out the circle. Okay, I'm actually also I'm going to make my lines like this. So now I can cut this out. For something this small, it might be better to use scissors. Okay, and then how do I cut this out? Well, I think the best way to do this is make sure your fingers aren't behind it. Stab it in the middle. And then cut out towards the edge. Actually, if I make lines all the way around out towards the edge, it'll be even easier to cut. Okay, so now I can bend it and cut like that. And now once I get one piece out, it'll be easier to go all the way around. Okay, so there we go. Now to attach this, maybe I want to bend it right here and attach it like this. Okay, but then it's going to flop down like this. So I have another idea. I'm going to make a flap in the middle here. So then I can bend two flaps in one direction and one flap in the other direction. And then I can tape it like that. And I could use duct tape for that. However, there is another tool that I want to offer you. And so I'm going to show you how to use that tool for this. Okay, this right here is called a paper fastener, or it's also sometimes called a brad. Okay, and it's used to poke holes in papers. And then once you bend these, it'll keep those together. So we're going to use this to keep cardboard together. So remember, we want to do this safely. Okay, so this cardboard is a little thick for that, and it's just going to bend this. So instead, I have a really long nail here. Okay, it's not all that sharp, but it's going to make it easy to poke right through there. Make sure your fingers are not behind it, and I'm just going to poke a hole through there. Okay, and then all I do is take the brad, and I go through both of those holes, so it's coming out the back, and then I just bend that. And I'm going to do another one. And then I'm going to bend it. Okay, so I'm almost ready to attach this back side, but remember there was a top that is set down into this. So I think I want to find that piece first. If I hold this here and start pushing, it may not have enough power that way, but if I just try to do it, if I put it in place and then I do it really quickly, it might do it easier, like that. Maybe not as straight, but it'll be easier to get through the cardboard. Okay, so now I know that this is going to line up right here on this edge, or I can make it a little lower if I wanted to. If I wanted the ball to roll down and stop, I can give it a little edge right here. I'm going to put half of it on the edge. Okay, so I want to tape it maybe an inch below the top edge, like that. I think I'm going to put some duct tape on the edge there. Okay, so now I can can tape these edges. Half of it on this edge, and then I'm going to hold this back while I put this up to it, and then I'm going to press that on so that holds. Make sure it's standing straight, and then I'm going to press that into the edge. Okay, and I'm going to turn this around. Let's see what we have. Okay, I think we have some gaps here that we need to seal. So and one on that side. And if you want, make a sign on paper for your game. You can tape it to the front. Once you're done building, I can think of at least 3 things you need to do to clean up your area. Number 1 is put the tools away where the tools go. Number 2 is take all the reusable cardboard and put it with the cardboard that can still be used. And number 3 is take any scraps of tape or scraps of cardboard and throw those away. All right, when it comes time to clean up and tear down your cardboard creations, there are 4 different places to put the tools and supplies that you were using. One is you're going to save cardboard that is big enough to reuse. So if it's bigger than a piece of paper, it's probably big enough to reuse. So we'll put that in a pile. We'll have a box for recycling cardboard that's smaller than a sheet of paper or skinnier than a sheet of paper. If it's long and skinny, we can recycle it. There'll be a box for tools and reusable accessories, and then there'll be trash for tape or used fasteners or other garbage. Okay, so I have an accessory here. Okay, I have my tape. It's going to go in the save box. I'm going to need some of my tools maybe to tear down what I've created. So I want to take off the fasteners first. Okay, and these are already used, so they're all bent already. I'm going to put these in the trash. Okay, this piece of cardboard is going to go in recycling. Okay, I'm going to use the clever cutter to cut through the duct tape. Or I can just peel the duct tape off as well. And I get the tape off. That can go in the garbage. I don't need to remove all the duct tape. Any of it that's easy to remove can be taken off. Okay, big piece of cardboard in this pile. I'm just going to leave this piece of duct tape on here. This is a little bigger than a sheet of paper, so we can reuse that. Garbage and tools in the save box. And that's it.